Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Well, today's flavor, I decided to walk on the wild side. It's real coffee. Well, decaf is real coffee too, but this isn't decaf coffee. And it's vanilla creme brulee that I bought at Aldi's a while back, and it's really good. So today's only going to be 59, and we're supposed to be having rain. It's cloudy, but that's all right. I can't even tell you how happy I am to wake up this morning and not have to rush and get dressed and have the guys here doing the windows and the roof. It's just so nice. I may have a pajama day today. I don't know, we'll see. So, anyway, I'm very happy that's over and done with. So I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee this morning, and I don't have to rush through my vlog before they get here, because that's what I've been having to do the last few days. So, I'm glad that's behind me. And I'm not even calling the handyman for a few days. I need a reprieve from somebody being in the house and outside the house all the time, all day long. It was getting to be a bit much. But anyway, a lot of times as you get older, a lot of things get to be a bit much. Things you had tolerance for when you were younger, you just don't have the tolerance anymore, especially for a bunch of baloney. At least I find that to be true with me. I just don't have tolerance for baloney. All right, let's try the coffee. Cheers. So, I don't know, I may start doing a little decluttering today, but I'm not sure yet. There's other things that I need to do. I need to do a little bit of laundry. I want to do a little bit of cleaning. And as I'm going through each room, I'm trying to make the cleaning process more streamlined and quicker. Because I've never been one to love cleaning. I know a lot of people do. They love to clean. I'm not one of them. My mom is. She always loved to clean. And she took great pride in keeping her house super duper top clean. Well, she's relaxed her standards some now too. And she's even told me it's not as important as it used to be. But I know it was hard for her to give that up, because she did always pride herself in how clean her house was. Well, this apple fell pretty far from that apple tree, because, I mean, I kept a clean house, especially when I was younger, but as I got older, not so much. And it's much, much sooner than what my mom started to let go of now. I like my house to be neat and clean, but I'm working on the neat part by downsizing and decluttering, but it's not there yet. So I still have quite a ways to go, even though I've been doing this for years and trying not to fill it back up. I've been doing okay on that regard, but, you know, once you start dragging things out, and of course you have to make that decision, do I want to keep it or do I want to let go of it? And if you want to keep it, you still have to find a spot for it, which means you got to let something go. So, and I'm of the mind that, especially in these crazy times, I don't want to let go of too much, but I wish things were different, but right now they're not. So maybe if things improve, I'll let go of even more things. But I don't know. I just want to be comfortable. You know, make it easy and comfortable. Because if it's hard, I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't know. Is that lazy? Could be. I don't know. What do you think? Well, all right. I'm going to enjoy this coffee, this vanilla creme brulee. And I will meet you at the budget book. Well, look who is sitting in my chair. Now, she knows she's not supposed to be in there. She has her own chair over here. But for some reason, she likes mine. And I always keep a pillow in this chair because I'm short. And it helps with my, it's softer and, well, it just helps. So, somebody else decided they wanted the pillow. And for some reason, she likes licking pillows. Weird. So there they are, right where they're not supposed to be. Lizzie, quit licking that pillow. That's weird. But it's so tasty. All right, well, there they are. And my other little buddy is over here. Right? What are you sniffing around about? Yeah, I know. You're going to be heading that way, huh? There he is. All right, I'm going to the coffee now. Well, back at the budget book. So yesterday was my grandson's birthday, but I didn't actually give him his gift yet. It's a monetary gift because I found that with my grandkids and kids, it's just, I can't figure out what they want or need anymore. And it's the same way with me. I don't want just random gifts, and I don't want to give them just random gifts. So a couple years ago, probably, well, it's been more than a couple years, I just made the decision to give everybody a monetary gift, and that way they can get whatever they want. You know, if my daughter wants a manicure with that money, she can use that. If my grandson wants a tech device, he can do that. The other grandkids, you know, they're all varying ages, and they all like different things. So rather than wreck my brain about what will they like, I just decided a monetary gift, it's easy for me, they like it. So that's what I've been doing for the past several years, and I don't have to do a ton of wrapping. Now sometimes I will get a gift to go with the monetary gift if I feel it's something that they've mentioned that they would like to have and they haven't gotten it yet, then I will go ahead and get that for them and wrap it up. But the past few years, I'm just not doing that anymore. I find it, for me and my family, it's kind of senseless. And when my grandkids were little, oh my gosh, I used to get them so many gifts. I would spend 2 days just wrapping and then, you know, putting all these gifts under the tree. And it was quite a procedure, and I loved it. I enjoyed it, but I don't anymore. It's like that ship has sailed, and I just don't want to do all that anymore. I want to keep things simple in my life now. Things that I can do and take care of, and things that don't produce a lot of stress. Because stress, the older I get, the more I realize how bad stress is for you. I mean, I know it impacts my GI system a lot. When I'm stressed, my reflux acts up, my gut acts up. I mean, I can feel it churning, you know, in my gut. So, and it's all caused from stress. And I want to just try and eliminate as much as possible from that. So anyway, I'm going to give myself a green check mark for yesterday because I'm actually going to be giving him his gift today. And then I'm still planning on going with my friend on the 23rd for lunch. I'm looking forward to that. And I've saved enough money this month that I can afford a nice lunch. And I may even have an adult beverage with that. I think that would be great. Boy, it is so weird looking out my front window now. I mean, I have a beautiful maple tree. It's a red maple, and the leaves are just starting to turn, and it's really pretty. So it's nice to be able to look out the window and see that. So, all right, well, I'm going to finish my coffee, take a nice deep breath or 2 or 3, and just sit and look out the window for a while and just enjoy the quiet, no hammering. All right, I'll be back. So here is my beautiful red maple tree. The colors really don't come across on the video, but my son planted this several years ago for me, and I really enjoy this tree. So there it is, and it's losing all its beautiful leaves. So here is my new window from the outside. It looks great. Everything's nice and clean, and I'm really going to enjoy this window. And I did have them put my window box back up. I don't know if that was the best idea because this is where it was all rotten. So I have to be careful with watering that in the future. So that's that. And everything is starting to turn. All the leaves, the flowers have pretty much almost had it. And this is the color blue that I want to paint my shutters. It's from Dollar Tree, and it's like a coastal blue. It looks really bright here, but it's not. It's a nice muted blue. So now let me show you the new roof. Okay, so here is the new roof, and I'm showing you my neighbor's house, but it's textured, which is really nice, and the colors look really nice with the siding. So, and they took out the bird's nest that was up in here. They had pulled all this down, and they were really mad. There weren't any baby birds in there or any eggs. They were just piling it in, and there was a huge nest in there that the sparrows had made. So they fixed that too. So that's good. So yeah, it's coming along. I'm glad that I had it done. And these flowers are pretty much shot too. They're going to have to be pulled out very soon here. But Mr. Scarecrow is still hanging in there. And I really would like to keep him for next year. My mom gave me that. She had it in her basement. But I don't think I'll be able to because he's starting to get all moldy. So thank you for your service, Mr. Scarecrow. We're going to leave you up here until Thanksgiving anyway, and then the Christmas stuff will come out. So my mom here, after my neighbor pulled everything out over there, all my beautiful irises, she decided she didn't like them. So, of course, she did half. I already told you about that little thing, but it actually was pretty funny. So the mums will be growing here now, and I think it looks nice. So anyway, I still have a few little red, trying to turn red tomatoes on here. So I'll probably just pick those and pickle them as a green tomato. And then over here, this is pretty well shot already too. So the zinnias are still trying, but the marigolds have pretty much had it. So I need to get out here maybe next week and do something with all this. My azaleas have these beautiful dark crimson leaves. So yeah, everything's coming along. And my hydrangea really grew this year, but it didn't have any flowers. So I have to do a little research on that next year. Same with these over here, and I still have these the finches like these, but I think they're gone already. So these are coneflowers. I need to pull these out because I'll leave them till Halloween because they look like Halloween flowers. Now I do have one little hydrangea over there. This bush produced only 2, so I'm thinking I need to feed them. So I think next year I want to plant a few more mums. They did pretty well this year. But a lot of this I need to pull out because it's overgrown. And more Halloween flowers over there. So yeah, I hope the landscaper will show up at some point and help me rearrange some of this stuff. I'm going to take out this rose bush. It's just very unkempt and it doesn't produce much flowers. So I want to not have to worry about feeding all this stuff all the time. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So alright, that is my front garden. Needs work, but nothing that can't be dealt with. So alright, I will be back. Well, this morning for brunch, I have some romaine left that I bought a good 3 weeks ago that I washed and put in between paper towels in one of these green bags. From the freezer, I have a vegetarian chicken patty. I have some provolone cheese from Aldi's. Aldi's cheese is very reasonable in their prices. This was only $1.87 or 89. That's what it was. I have some of this whipped dressing that I got on sale somewhere. I have some little bit of my homemade zucchini relish left, and I still have some Walmart bread. So I'm going to put together a sandwich. And that's one thing I like about brunch as opposed to breakfast. You have a wider range of ingredients that you can come up with. I mean, some people wouldn't want this for breakfast, but for brunch, they would think it was all right. To me, it doesn't matter. You know, as long as it tastes good, I don't care what meal I eat it or call it. But anyway, that's what I'm having for brunch this morning, and I'll be back shortly. All right, I made a sauce here with the salad dressing, and I put a little mustard in there and my zucchini relish. And then I cut my chicken patty at an angle so that it would fit the Walmart bread. Otherwise, it would all be hanging over the sides. And I have a tiny bit of lettuce here that I chopped up. So that's going to be my brunch for today. And that should fill me up. Alright, well here are some things that I pulled out for dinner tonight. I have some more of that taco meat I made a couple days ago. I still have half a pack of this cheese sauce. I have about half a carton of sour cream. In here I have an avocado half, and then I have these on the border chips. So I think I'm going to make myself some nachos for dinner. That sounds really delicious. So I'm going to get this put together. I'm going to make a guacamole out of this to top it off, and I'll be back when I get my plate put together. All right, here is tonight's dinner. My chips were starting to get a little stale, so I crisped them up in the air fryer. I have the taco not meat, a yellow tomato, some guacamole, and some green onion. And these nachos will be my dinner for this evening. I think that looks pretty good. Using up what I have. Okay, it's a jammy day. I am so enjoying this peace and quiet, I can't even tell you. So, let's see. Okay, there we go. So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about debt and my quest to pay it off as soon as I can, because I don't know about you guys, but the dollar is tanking, and I hope they can stop it. Fingers crossed, maybe next year, who knows. But with my decision to keep my belt very tight and get my debt paid off, I want to do it as soon as possible. I don't want to dilly-dally around with it. I don't want to make new debt. I just need to get it paid for. So I made the decision, since my roof and my window, I saved up the money for the window. So that I paid cash for. And that was $2,000. So I was very happy that I was able to cut costs in most places and get that money saved up in the last few months. And so I was very happy about that. Now the roof, that cost me an additional $10,000. So I was wrestling around with the thought, I do have some retirement savings, which I really did not want to touch, because I mean at 73, potentially I could live another 20 years or more. I mean, my mother's 94, so the longevity is in my family. My grandmother on my dad's side, she lived to be 94. So it's actually on both sides of my family. My dad was 84. So, you know, barring any, knock on wood, disastrous diseases, there's a potential that I could live another 20 plus years. So the retirement savings that I have, I really did not want to touch at this point, because that needs to stretch out a long way. Not only that, but some of the savings that I managed to accumulate while I was still working provides a little bit of income from dividends. Not much. I'm still low income. Let me make that clear. I did invest in some things that would provide a little extra money, but that is totally eaten up with all the expenses that we all have now. Our energy costs, our food costs are, you know, they say, oh, it's only 7%. That is a big fat lie. Because if you look at the food prices, and we're familiar with the food prices throughout time, which I was always very conscientious of, food has increased, a lot of it has increased 75%. So, you know, don't believe that everything's copacetic here, because it's not. The food prices are absolutely outrageous. And that is the one place where I have been able to save money, because I had the foresight to have a food stash. So I made the decision that I did not want to take on any more debt. I had the money from my retirement savings, so I decided to pay for the roof up front. And I'm relieved that I did that. I wrestled around with that decision for a long time. It was causing me an extreme amount of stress, because that debt would have taken me probably at least 4 years to pay off. Plus that, I have the little consolidated loan it's under $2,000 that I've been paying off. And I have my car payment. Now the car will be paid off the end of next year. The consolidated loan I'm hoping to pay off within the next 4, 5, 6 months. So, and once that's paid off, I'll put that money towards my car payment. So I'm very relieved that I actually went ahead and paid for the roof. I put out a text to the handyman because I'm thinking he's not going to show up. Who knows? And I figured I'd give him a little time to respond. So he said the middle of October, but that's kind of been and gone. So I'm hoping to hear from him. If not, I'll have to go back to square one and find another handyman that's actually willing to do some work. So I just wanted to put that out there and the decision that I started to make, because like I said, just watching your retirement savings go down and down isn't a fun thing, and I figured it'll take 10 years to recover that money. And this way, having my house paid for and my roof paid for, plus the repairs paid for, at least it's a bird in the hand, because hopefully my house won't deteriorate like the dollar is. So that was my thinking process. And there might be people out there, you know, that say, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 but I don't want to hear it. That was the decision I made, and I'm comfortable with that decision. And that was my thinking process. So, yeah, upward and onward, I really would like to get a little bit of the landscaping pulled out. It's too hard for me now to dig up a lot of the plants in the front, and I'm not digging up nice plants. I'm digging up, like, I have 3 knockout roses that really haven't knocked out any flowers for the last 3 or 4 years. So they're old. I want to have those taken out. That other rose bush in the front there, it doesn't look nice because it's right in the front of the landscaping. And my goal with my front yard was to always have a little something blooming, and it has been doing that. So I'm hoping that this winter won't be horrible, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we don't have any power outages, because that would not be a good thing. But you never know. So that was my decision, and I figured the money that I save by not financing my roof and not having that payment every month, which would probably be at least $300 or $400 a month if I wanted to get it paid off, I'm hoping to replenish that money rather than paying interest on it, and hopefully that works, and that you know, the inflation will cap off at some point. It's not looking like it is. I mean, they tell you, oh yeah, inflation's better. I say phooey to that. That's not true either. It just, you know, you go to the grocery store. I go every month, so I see the price increase every single time I go. I mean, a jar of mayonnaise is over $5. It used to be, you know, maybe $3. Walmart bread has increased from $1 a loaf to $1.78. How is that 7%? In my math, which I'm not real good at, that's an increase of 78%. So I think in these days, the only way that we're going to be able to survive financially is to be smart with the money, and if that means using it to pay something that you won't have to pay interest on, because I think a lot of the plan for some of these elitists is to have people get more and more into debt, and to me that's not a good practice. So I want to get my debt paid off as soon as I possibly can, and it'll either create a little bit more wiggle room financially for me, or it will enable me to at least meet the financial obligations in as far as heat, electricity, whatever else I have going on, so that I can meet those financial needs. So, all right, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that this morning, and I think if we all have a plan rather than going by the seat of your pants, I think we can get through this. And hopefully, I pray that maybe in a year, things will be better. I don't know, because I certainly don't want to live in a banana republic, and I'm sure you don't want to either. So, all right, well, I'll be back in a little bit. I have some more food that I want to use up for dinner. So I'll be back and I'll show you that, and then I'll sign off. All right, well, dinner was good this evening. Just using up everything and anything that I can think of that I have in order to save money to buy other things. I've kind of had it with frivolous shopping. Eventually it all finds its way out the door. So it's a lesson learned, at least it is for me. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.